20. The Call. Description. In the Tarot of Love, two larger-than-life soul birds rule the picture. They attentively observe a couple, protecting them as they stretch their arms up to the heavens toward a powerful rainbow light which bursts from the Tao symbol of yin and yang. General meaning. We near the end of our life's journey through and with archetypal forms of behavior and situations. While the sun represents the perfect earthly life, the call invites us to turn our eyes from the earth and to focus on the higher realms. We hear or feel an inner or outer calling to find completely new dimensions to our life. To do so, a new birth or rebirth is necessary, and it is often connected with a judgment on how we have led our lives. This calling comes from our own soul, ourself. We should avoid thinking an external power or supernatural authorities to be the source of this call, as in the entanglement or devil card. Otherwise, we might try to evade making our own decision. The call reveals to us the divine spark of an immortal consciousness. It contains the promise of a new, different life, a spiritual awakening, and the fountain of youth, which is why in other tarot decks this card is called, for example, the Aeon, Judgment, and Rebirth. Jesus of Nazareth, who became Christ, followed his calling and conveyed to his followers the message of a new eternal life through spiritual rebirth. Christopher Columbus followed the call of his adventure and his royal benefactor to discover a new earthly paradise. Martin Luther King followed the call of his heart and human conscience to teach non-violently righteousness and brotherhood. Mother Teresa has lived her calling in succoring the poor. Love meaning. Our souls softly whisper to us, whatever we know about the psychology of love will not help us on the further path of partnership. We are called on to orient ourselves inwardly and to accept wherever our calling leads us, in the partnership or alone. Love is ultimately founded on the conviction of one common source and one common destiny for all human beings. You may call it God, the Tao, paradise, truth, or whatever your preference. The call reminds us to make that theoretical conviction a practical experience by turning inward for meditation and contemplation, and by opening up to mystic revelations. If you draw this card for a functional relationship, it indicates that both partners should now find new spiritual destinations for the next stages of their soul travel together. If you draw this card concerning a broken or neglected or codependent relationship, it points out the chance to revitalize or reunite if a conscious effort is made, keeping in mind that all differences veil one common basis, the divine essence of all life. Family meaning. The call indicates a second or third springtime for the older generation or a new vision for the young. It stands for a call to recognize and appreciate that we can take up more than one role, such as mother, father, child, sister, brother, and grandparents. We are multidimensional beings. We must join forces to attain a common higher goal or ideal, knowing that we will always remain connected on a spiritual level. We should develop more understanding if a family member follows their very special calling and takes up their own course. Partners and friends meaning. Mutual support of partners and friends is the way in which we can attain the desires awakened by the moon card. The call helps us to experience or to extend help during the process of rebirth, which makes it necessary to give up the ego, some of it or maybe all of it, and at the same time give our friend reassuring, deep compassion. While 13, transformation, and 16, lightning, embody inevitable events that we have to endure, even if we have caused them ourselves, we do not have to take up the call. But its promises are magnificent enough for us to look upward and let go of all trivial and irrelevant matters. Not conscious or reversed. We are incapable of coping with the judgment passed by our own conscience or by someone from our environment when we hear the call for an uplifting attitude toward life or for changes in patterns of behavior. We miss a last chance for transforming ourselves, developing and opening up to completely new dimension of consciousness. Key words: spiritual rebirth of a relationship, a call for a new direction in life, a reorientation, evaluation of one's path in life.